Hi there, this is Nicole DeBoer, also known as Lieutenant Ezri Dax from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And welcome to Star Trek Fleet Command.
Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! We got a new patch today. We got a new patch today. New officers, new stuff. We got a new patch today. Hey, hey! Good morning, Star Trek Fleet Command fans. We're going to talk today about all the new stuff in the game, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, and everything, including the reuse of two officers that we leaked and we previewed a year ago almost today. Finally coming into the game with name changes and possibly fake passports. Watching you. But anyway, we're going to cover the news real quick, and then we'll go over the officers in this one. I'll cover other notes in a just different video, because we know these new patches always have a ton of stuff in them. This is patch 26, so we'll go over the notes. We'll hit the officers. We'll cover things like the Galaxy Research Tree additions, the ISS Jellyfish, which we'll cover in a little. We'll just give you a glimpse of that and all those things in another video. But for here, now, and right then and there, y'all might... It's a really cool shirt my wife got me, so I had to shout out. Y'all might. It's going to hit you up. So the original series is here. For those who have been following the channel, this should come as no surprise. We've basically been laying this on super, super thick for about a month and a half, 2 months now. So hopefully you've been paying attention. If not, you're shocked, and welcome to the original series. As you're going to have a battle pass for this, missions, avatars, frames, new research notes, lots coming through in this patch, including 3 new The Original Series officers. Those officers are James T. Kirk, The Original Series Spock, and Miss Uhura herself. 2 epics and a rare. Now, let me go ahead and say, the epic and the epic, I will be very shocked if those are not auction type events. So if you hate auctions, well, I don't really know what to tell you. It's just probably going to be an auction. But the good thing is this one right here could be no auction. So that's something to look at. I think that Uhura, with her secondary ability here at the start of each round or each turn, if you have morale, decrease the opponent's shield mitigation by 8 to 20% depending on the tier and level. We'll talk about what that means in the when we get further into the video. Then you get 2 mining officers, DuPont and Elia McAneen. This is, like I said, we'll cover that in a second. Don't you just worry your shiny horses. But a boost to G3 mining for both crystal, gas, ore, and even the gas or crystal. Anyway, nodes. And then increasing protected cargo, giving us what, our 5th protected cargo officer. We got T'Pring, we've got Joaquin, we've got 1 of 10, we've got DuPont. And I feel like there's a 5th one I'm missing, but either way, lots of those. Still waiting on a Stan variant to give us more cargo for raiding. And then the uncommon one, which is actually kind of like a baby 10 of 10, the Tribble. I feel like I'm really big in this video, so we're going to transition real quick. Bam! Slightly smaller Rev Deuce. I feel better about that size. That's what she said? Isogen mining buff, which makes no sense when you see these officers, and then increasing the mining speed of a ship by an X amount, depending on what synergies and stuff that you're writing. New missions, which is going to include the original series, and ops level 10 plus getting some love there. I think that's really cool. A lot of people complain about that. We're going to get some new research nodes, which will increase the nanoprobe drop rate, which I think is nice. The prime active nanoprobe refinery, and then prime Borg bundles refinery. Cool. More primes. Yay. There's going to be an event for those primes, by the way, so don't get them yet. Hold off on that. Panic, the community manager, hinted that there will be an event for those, so don't do those day one. Franklin increased impulse speed and then increased frequency modulator cost efficiency. This is huge because, as anybody who has a Franklin knows, it costs several million modulators to get it maxed out. The Devore with increased lat mining, and then an increased predicted cargo, and then a prime latinum. Then we have a new territory service for the jellyfish. Basically, there's going to be 3-star zones that allow you to get jellyfish BPs. Yay! Whales, you get to give your alliance jellyfishes. Yay! Now, this is something I actually am super excited about. It took 2 years. 2 years! But it's finally here. The ability to sort officers by attack, defense, and health, and then a slew of bug fixes. But that's the main of the notes. Let's get to the officers right friggity now, because I'm excited about them. So let's go. And here we have it, our brand new officers, starting off with rare Uhura with the captain's ability, sorry, neither, and the modulation frequency found. Really, honestly, super excited about this. I think this is pretty awesome. You see the captain's maneuver there that I'm not super excited about, but I still think it's cool. When fighting players, as long as the ship has morale, Uhura is going to decrease that just a little bit. I'm not super excited, but this one, removing the 8%. This is at level 1 instant. Removing an 8% from shield mitigation. This has the potential to be an actual doozy that really helps play out in the game, and you can use this to your advantage. Remember that video we made talking about the 80-20, what shields do? That could be important. And then as you can see there, beautiful. I think the art team did a fantastic job with these characters. Now the Spock looks a little bit weird to me. He is an epic. I'd be very surprised if he's not an auction officer, but you see the 2 abilities, live long and then prosper as the officer ability. Cool to have him in here. The coloring of the blue is a bit off. I'm a little bit too nerdy there. But anyway, Captain's Maneuver. When defending at the start of each round, Spock restores shield health to an amount equal to 100% of the defense of the officers on the ship. This is, of course, increasing with synergy. We'll have those numbers thanks to LCARs and everything on the screen, of course. Shout out LCARs. I'm not super excited about this. This is kind of what we already have with the other Spock, the new Spock, but the new Spock I feel is better from the Kelvin timeline. But the officer ability here, prosper when fighting players, as long as the ship has morale, decreases the critical hit damage bonus of the opponent's ship by 50%. It's interesting, but not necessarily awesome, because if you know, critical hit damage for ships can go about 150%, 180, mine's 200% depending on research. So a drop of 50% is not really that big of a deal. But if you notice between Uhura and between Spock here, you're basically got an anti-critical crew, and so many people are running Con, especially Kirk Spock Con, that KSK group, as a very popular loadout. So it makes sense, I guess. Here's James T. Kirk. I feel like they really made William Shatner look like William Shatner, including with the non-muscly arms. Shout out for not making the man overly buff. I really think the art team did a good job on 2 out of the 3 of the ones we've seen so far. The Spock, I'm not sold on, but I do really like Kirk here. I think he looks really good and fits into the theme of what we're going for here. But anyway, 3D Strategist. When fighting players at the start of each turn, as long as the ship has morale, increases the damage of energy weapons by 50% of the total defense of all officers on the ship. And this is a cumulative bonus. So immediately you go to energy weapons. You're thinking Enterprise A or Enterprise. Maybe making those stronger, making those better. Really curious to see how he works. I mean, it's the same idea of Ash Tyler, but as a captain's ability, so synergy could make it even better. Then the question really goes to, who would you really want to add to that in synergy? Because here we go. Secondary ability. At the start of each round, the ship's health is above 30% of its starting value. A 75% at level 1 of starting morale each round. Basically, he's going to get morale going at all times. The only drawback is once you go down below 30%, he stops proccing morale and you lose that. I think that's really critical. He's bad for long fights, whereas the other Kirk actually is good, helps the Enterprise survive for long fights, but maybe offsetting that with his captain's ability. Very, very interesting. Now here are the 2 mining officers I want to talk about and get a chuckle out of, because you'll notice that the uniforms they're wearing, which is Elia Makinen here and then Raphael Dupont, they're wearing the Section 31. The reason being is these were Section 31 officers. This was Ekaterina and this was Dupont that we saw leaked, and here's screenshots for those way back in a year ago, literally last January. And now they have new abilities and a new crew. As you see here, they're with the surveyors and miners, but they still get listed as Section 31. Like, this was such a quick little, oh man, we haven't used these officers, let's use them for something, that they didn't even change. Let's go play. Come on. Like, I'm not even mad about it, but at least do the basic, like, you do this. But you can't even change the description. You don't even change their uniform. Like, they're obviously Section 31. Like, it's not, you're not fooling anybody. But anyway, the abilities are not that bad. Grade 3 miner, like we said, increasing the rate of G3 crystal, gas, and ore, which is a really cool captain's ability, combined with hidden stash. Now, another thing about these officers is the synergy bonus you're going to get is because they are part of the surveyors and miners team. So they should get a bonus, a synergy bonus with Stan, with T'Pring, and with Barrett. So you're getting more officers for that. Now, this is the one I like the most, and I hope that you're getting this one in the battle pass, because this is going to help a lot of the newer players with isogen mining, as well as giving you a basic increase to mining speed, even a 10%. Might not sound like a lot, but every little bit does help, especially when you're trying to get some quick mining in. This also gives you more officers for mining, so you can spread them out on multiple ships. No longer are you relegated to having like 1 or even 2 ships dedicated to mining. You can go full on 4 or 5 ships, and you've got officers for that now, which I guess is a pretty nice thing. But I really wanted to hit on the officers in this video. There's a lot of other stuff to unpack here, and of course, there's plenty of bugs to go through and the battle pass to go through. But I want to know if you're excited about some of the stuff here, especially the officers and the officers sorting menu, which we didn't even look at here. So let's go ahead and pop in, assign officers, strength, sort by attack. Look at that. Look at that. Sort by defense. Woo, that's a lovely, lovely feature, Scopely. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video and the information provided, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the follow button to get notified of every time we go live. Don't know why I hit that note for no reason. Live long and prosper. Stay safe, other space cowboys. And remember, catch you right here on the next one. Appreciate y'all supporting the channel. As always, love y'all. Kisses.
Remember, Spock doesn't go on the Enterprise. Live long and prosper. All the best.
An even better outro than the intro. Yeah!